The Board of Education meeting number 1603. I don't want to hear my voice. Dr. Lake 2.0, any additions, deletions, corrections, or modifications to the agenda?
We do not.
3.0, do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Who was it down here? Andrew. Okay. Andrew, and then second Megan. Jen, sorry. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes 6-0. All right. Pledge of Allegiance? It's us. We don't have any kids. Okay, 4.0, special recognitions. We have none tonight, but we will next month. 5.0, consent resolutions. There are no consent resolutions, so we will move on to 6.0, citizen comments. We have no citizen comments, so we will move on to 7.0, calendar of events. Ms. Vetter.
Thank you. Welcome back to school, everyone. Some of the district's events for this month are tomorrow, Friday, August 23rd, is the Lindbergh High School Football Jamboree. And then on Saturday, they will hold their Fall Green and Gold game. The Technology Board Advisory meets Monday, August 26th. The district is closed Monday, September 2nd in honor of Labor Day. We'll have a large group advisory that meets on Wednesday, September 4th to hear the 2024 Listening and Learning Report from Dr. Lake. The Student Life Board Advisory meets on Thursday, September 5th. Our first high school home football game is Friday, September 6th. Teaching and Learning Board Advisory will meet on Tuesday, September 10th. And then the Finance Board Advisory will meet on Thursday, September 12th. And then we're back here Tuesday, September 17th for a tax rate hearing and our regular Board of Education meeting.
Oops, thank you. 7.02, report of meetings, state or other meetings, parent group meetings. I am going to go ahead and start. I did add a slide in from me, a meeting I attended, and presidents, superintendents, other educators in the area were invited to a regional meeting. And present was the Missouri State Board of Education and then also DESE. Carla Esslinger, the new leader of DESE, hosted the meeting. And I wanted to share this because they asked us to. The board has already received the packet of 40 slides. So because it's Thursday, the week we just started school, I did not have 40 slides. I just have one to share with you. On this slide, what you're going to see is their strategic plan. And they went through the process just like we have 5 years ago, last year, and I think we've seen some excellent results from that. So when Ms. Esslinger came in and the board got together, they decided they wanted to make an actual strategic plan. And I believe this is the first time that they have actually asked their stakeholders what they should have in their strategic plan and then actually created one. And first time for them to have meetings all over the state of Missouri to present the information to stakeholders. So that's why I felt like it was important to share this with you and to our community. They start at the top with their vision and their mission, and then they built in their core values similarly to as we have went through the process. Now, their priority areas, they already had early learning in there, and I know we've all heard a lot about preschools in Missouri. Literacy, believe it or not, was not in their strategic plan, so they added it. So hooray for that. Success-ready students and workforce development, we've heard a lot about that. Our district has been a part of championing work around that area. And then the last one, educator recruitment and retention is part of their strategic plan. The next part down below, the foundations, is new. They did not have this part either. So they're realizing, as we all do, but they're putting it in here for people to see, safe, healthy schools is important, needs-based funding and resources, family and community engagement. So as we went through the presentation, they took each of these building blocks and they had a strategic plan for each one and how they're actually going to set goals to try and achieve those. So again, if you want some of that detailed information, you're welcome to look through those slides and it'll be in there. But I have to tell you, I was just really impressed and super excited to see what may come out of this and hopefully get our students on track and doing better. So, okay. Anybody else?
Yes, I attended the Lindbergh Schools Foundation kind of start of the year retreat last week, where the foundation board got together and talked about all the celebrations from the previous year and what they are doing to prepare for the next year. So just some highlights, and I know we've talked a little bit about this, but some things that stood out to me is that they had last year $29,000 were awarded to Lindbergh educators. There were 6,465 Lindbergh students that were directly impacted by the foundation innovation grants, which is almost all of our students. So it just goes to show the importance of their work and how grateful the district is to have such a great foundation working for the students and teachers. So they talked a little bit about how to get ready for next year, how we can do even more for the school district, and along with it being the 75 years of Lindbergh, they started talking about and planning the 75th anniversary gala, which is very exciting. So just a lot of gratitude for the foundation and everyone that is there and working to create such great things for Lindbergh.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Well, many of us attended Rah-Rah Day, which is kind of our opening day for our staff. So that was a fun event. And then a few of us also visited as many schools as we could on the first day just to say welcome back to all of our teachers and staff and students.
And we got a pretty good, across the board, everyone's saying first day was like pretty smooth. So that was great.
Yep, Rah-Rah Day's like my favorite day of the year. It's so much fun to see the excitement there. And we got to recognize Mr. Tim Waters for his great progress towards Teacher of the Year for State of Missouri. He's one of 16 semifinalists.
I know, I look forward to next month when we have his official recognition here.
It'll be fun. We got to see our support staff person of the year. Let me remember the name. Jody Avery. It's awesome. And then we got to hear an excellent speech by our very own student board representative. So you make me very proud and also realize how bad I was in high school. So it was fun.
Thank you. Anybody else? No? We're okay. All right, very good then. We will move on to 3 announcements. Any announcements?
We do have one announcement for the 2025 Board of Education Student Representative. So the Lindbergh Schools Board of Education is seeking applicants for the 2025 student representative seat on the board. Sad. This position will be open to eligible juniors through an application process and is designed to enhance student voice and expand student representation in district governance. Applications will be emailed to students within the next couple weeks.
Okay, thank you. 7.04, review of upcoming Board of Education meeting agendas.
Me again. We meet again on Tuesday, September 19th at 7 p.m. for a tax rate hearing and our regular meeting. The tax rate hearing includes a presentation of the proposed tax rate and hearing of citizens' petitions regarding the proposed tax rate. Then the regular Board of Education meeting will immediately follow the tax rate hearing, and some tentative agenda items are adoption of the proposed tax rate, career and technical education program evaluation, food service program evaluation, Board of Election Commissions, official signage and resolution and cooperation agreement, second reading / adoption of tonight's first reading policies, and Spearing Middle School is scheduled to be here for recognitions and to present their learning report. As always, this meeting is open to the public and everyone is encouraged to attend.
Thank you. 7.05, Board of Education member appointments. There are none for tonight. So 7.06, the MSBA Board Report.
Welcome to the August edition of the Missouri School Boards Association's Board Report. We begin by looking forward to the start of a new school year in Missouri. Our public schools will start the new year this month with great anticipation, but in an environment that continues to be challenging. One of these challenges is the growing influence of artificial intelligence in education. AI technology is rapidly transforming the way students learn, teachers instruct, and schools operate. To help with understanding these issues, MSBA has launched the AI Toolkit for K-12 Education. Mark Henderson, MSBA's Director of Digital Initiatives, created the toolkit and explains its intent.
This is a 60-plus page guide, comprehensive guide to all things regarding AI in the education world. We have sections about understanding AI, very intro basics for anyone who doesn't know much about it. We have a section on safety, a section on ethics. We have a section on policy for districts. We have all kinds of tools in there and resources. We try to keep it updated constantly with new information, weed out the old stuff. So this is an active living document that you can go to and reference constantly.
In addition to the toolkit, MSBA is holding an AI in Education Symposium Thursday, October 17th in Kansas City. Mark says the event has something for everyone, regardless of your AI expertise or experience level.
Education is going to be impacted in huge ways by AI. It already is in so many different ways. So we don't have time to waste before we dive into this. Districts need to take it seriously now. They need to look into it. They need to set policies in place, have discussions on what they're going to allow and not allow. On Thursday, October 17th, the day before annual conference kicks off, we're going to have an AI in Education Symposium. And this is all about diving into those important topics regarding AI. And it's open to superintendents, board members, IT professionals, librarians, teachers. We're going to have topics that address all the important things that these folks need to know. And we're going to have keynote speakers brought in. We're going to have concurrent sessions so you can really focus on the topics that you want to talk about. And then that important Q&A time at the end so that you'll be able to decide how this impacts your district and help sort of develop plans and questions to customize it to your needs.
In addition to the AI and Education Symposium, registration is now open for the 2024 MSBA Annual Conference in cooperation with the Missouri Association of School Administrators and the Missouri Association of School Business Officials, to be held October 17th through the 19th in Kansas City. The event will once again feature numerous breakout sessions and workshops, many presented by school leaders from districts throughout the state, the Education Expo, and another great lineup of general session speakers. And nominations for the Carter D. Ward Excellence in Advocacy Award are being accepted now through September 6th. The award is presented to a local board member who excels at advocating for public education. Visit the MSBA website for more information. Lastly, on July 17th, Mike Reed, the esteemed leader of MSBA's Advocacy Department, passed away, leaving behind a remarkable legacy of dedication and service to public education and the children of Missouri. Mike Reed was a towering figure in the realm of education advocacy, known at the Capitol and throughout the state for his relentless work on behalf of public school children. In addition to his tireless advocacy for public schools, Mike wholeheartedly believed in the power of school board members and was constantly appreciative of their service, advocacy, and leadership.
You are our best advocates that we have. And I appreciate all of the hard work that our members do in letting representatives know how their actions in Jefferson City affect the students.
Children are the backbone of this country, and if we're going to grow, we have to do what's best for kids in the state of Missouri. The most important and the best lobbying effects that we have are our members who are elected officials talking to the members of the General Assembly who are also elected officials.
We represent boards, and who do boards represent? Boards represent the taxpayers and making sure that the children of the state of Missouri get a proper education. You are the stewards of the taxpayers' money and also the stewards of their children's education, to which we appreciate.
Mike Reed, thanks for being with us, and thanks for all your good work and lobbying on behalf of public education down in Jefferson City.
It's fun because, you know, in the end, we work for the kids, and we work for a very good group of elected officials, and it's enjoyable.
Okay, thank you for that. 8.0 special reports, and last month we announced that we were formulating our advisory committees, so some have not had the chance to meet yet. Those that have are Joelle with Finance, and then Dr. Brian McKinney with HR. So if you guys want to give us a report.
Yes, we had our finance meeting on Tuesday. Excuse me, it sounds loud. We welcomed our new advisory members. So we spent a little bit more time during that first meeting kind of going through how to get to all of our reports and drilled down a little bit more on the financials than normal. I also invited the new members to, if they wanted to know more about the budget we just adopted in June, that they could come meet with me one-on-one and we could go over that data. Then we went through all the finance items on the board, presented to the board tonight. Again, we talked a little bit more in length about those because they're getting to know the documents, and ended up talking about the CMAR one, which will be an individual action item tonight. So we got a lot of great new members, and it was hard a little bit because it was the first day of school, and we have 3 students, so they were troopers and came after school and sat there through finance and actually asked some really good questions. So it was a good start to the year.
And our group did meet. We had a new member to welcome, and that was Megan, so welcome to our group. And we also welcomed Allie Mack to the Human Resources team, which was good. She's also on the committee. We talked about the monthly personnel report. We talked about just before school starts enrollment. We talked about some staffing issues, particularly in classified, and we did some brainstorming about some ways to be creative and fill the very few classified staffing positions that are still vacant. So productive meeting, and we'll meet again next month.
Thank you. Next is our 8.02, our student report. And again, Laura, fantastic speech on opening day.
Thank you. So due to it being the first week back at school, most clubs and activities are still kind of getting back in the swing of things, so I don't have a ton to report. But I did want to talk about how some of our clubs have been preparing for the school year, and also the first few days of school themselves. And I also want to give a little update on the RSBA advisory committees. So recently, marching band and orchestra attended their annual Camp Lakewood summer retreat, where they started to practice and prepare their pieces and performances for the school year. I know marching band will be taking their performances to competitions all over the Midwest, and Sterling Strings will be playing gigs all over the country, as always, and I'm really excited to see where both groups end up going this year. Additionally, Stuco hosted a fundraiser over the summer to raise money for the Gateway Leadership Convention on November 2nd. It was a family fun night at Tower T that raised over $3,000 in one night, which is pretty cool. And then probably the most obvious event within our district is the first week of school, which is this week. At the high school, Stuco welcomed students with donuts, snow cones, and cotton candy during lunch. Additionally, during our first few days, teachers have been reviewing with their students Lindbergh's 4 core values of respect, kindness, integrity, and responsibility. During these lessons, we talked in depth about what each core value means to us, and we were tasked with coming up with specific examples of what these would look like in a school setting. And then for the RSBA report, last week, Dr. Mason and I finalized the selection for the Sparing RSBA committee, which will take place on September 10th. And I'm really excited to conduct this interview because the group of students that we selected seem to be very diverse, and overall our conversations at the middle schools tend to be the most productive because they tend to be better at coming up with the solutions to the problems that they name. And although applications for Sparings Committee are closed, applications for all the other ones will remain open until September 6th. So if any elementary school or middle school people are interested in serving on a committee, check your e-note and apply. That's all I have.
Thank you very much. 9.0, action items by consent. We have action items 9.01 to 9:15 this evening. Does anyone wish to remove any of these items for individual consideration? Have questions?
I need to abstain from this vote.
Okay. All right, hearing none, do we have a motion to approve consent items 9.01 through 9.15?
So moved.
Okay, Andrew, second.
Second.
Megan. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. She's abstaining. That's okay. 10.0, individual action items. 10.01, selection of CMAR, Prop R for the Sparing Project. To open the discussion, do I have a motion to select Holland Contractors as the firm offering the best value for the district and capable of performing the desired services for the CMAR Prop 2024 Sparing Project, and authorize the administration to negotiate a contract as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Megan. All right, Joelle, you're up again.
Yes. The memo pretty much states that you guys are really involved in this process, so you know how it works. It takes a few months of board meetings and board approvals to get to this step today of selecting our first ranked CMAR construction services to move forward and negotiate a contract with. As you know, we interviewed these four parties. The board, that's a board process, we interviewed them. And then we took the scorecards from the interview as far as that section. And then after the interview, we are able to ask for cost proposals. The initial part of this process, again, is based on qualifications. We don't want to look at the dollars, we want qualified construction companies. And we really have received 7 qualifications and narrowed that down to 4. And then we take that cost proposal information. The interview is worth 40%, the cost proposal is worth 60%. And I would say all 4 of the vendors that we interviewed were very aggressive in their pricing. So it was a very, very tight race, very great construction companies. All of their references from all of them were great, and it really came down to aggressive pricing. And so Holland is who we'd like to move forward with. And as you know, the process works. If we can't negotiate a contract with Holland, then we come back with the second ranked, and so on and so on and so on. So you will see this topic again on the board agenda as we move forward and try to negotiate a contract.
Anybody have questions for Joelle? No? Just loving the CMAR process. I think it's really amazing. It works well for us. All right, so all in favor of moving forward with Holland?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes 6-0. 11.01 for the record. We have 3 for the record items this evening. 11.0101 District Assessment Plan. 11.0102 DESE Annual Secretary of the Board Report. 11.0103 Gifted Education Program Evaluation. These are for information only, and if you have any questions, reach out to the related cabinet member. 11.02 Other Reports. There are none this evening. 11.03 Review of Board Policies and/or Administrative Procedures. 11.0301 Administrative Procedure Review. I have to read all this, so be patient. EEA-AP1, FF-AP1, KI-AP1, KI-AP3. Let's see. Those are for informational only. 11.0302 is a review of board policies for the first reading. Board policies ACA, BDC, DFI-1, FF, FFA, GBEBC, IND, JEC-1, JECA-1, JO-1, KH, KI have been reviewed and/or updated by the administration and are presented to the board for their first reading. Please note policy FFA is being rescinded as pertinent information from this policy has been merged into policy KH. Reach out to any cabinet member that applies to the different policies, and these will be brought back to us to seek approval in a future meeting. Okay, 11.04, resident-initiated agenda items, there are none. And 12.0 is recess. We've already conducted our executive session, so there's no need for us to move to adjournment towards the executive session. So 4.0 adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn board meeting 1603?
So moved.
Second.
Matt, and then Jen, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Board meeting 1603 is adjourned.